Hello. I decided to react to another video, and I mostly do like how it's called some sort of science, but I will not do 1 hour video. That's for sure. Okay, new font. Nope. I'm actually not sure. Font. How is it? I'm not sure about that. Oh yeah, I will just search something up. Let me see if I can hear him here. So yeah, you will now watch me search for that video. Or I will have to enter my other account. Probably I will have to enter another account. Yeah. By the way, I actually decided to put that in my profile picture, or it will be like this one. So yeah. Do I feel like I shouldn't show this, but not really. As you can see, I'm searching about economy stuff else. Yeah, as you can see. But I actually like to do also Minecraft stuff. No, I don't want that. Kids. Like this guy. But I will not do now this one. I will decide to react to this guy. And you now see I actually don't like to react to this. Let me see. Multi-universe and parallel universe. What was think? Sorry, I will do it later. Game be objectively bad. Hasn't. Yeah, another one. I actually watched that one. I actually want to without watching something to react to. Um, you know what? Let's see what he does with Minecraft. I watched, I think, some games. Ink. Background. You know what? Let's react to actually being lost. I didn't watch it, but it seems interesting enough to me to react to it. I probably should do this. Darlitas Games, that's the name of his YouTuber. And my signature game. I understood that. What? Save this for much later. Creative again. Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
72 milliseconds. That is the average time it took in 2019 for your voice to leave your lips, reach your phone's receiver, get transformed into an electrical signal, travel hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles, and then finally burst through the speaker of the phone belonging to the person you're talking with. Though finally may not be the word to use here, considering all that space was covered in less than just 1/10 of a second. Space isn't as much of an obstacle for people as it used to be. The intimacy of writing someone you love a letter will never quite be experienced again because the necessity for doing so.
I don't know why I want to say this, but you know that there will be someone who actually wants to do that because of romantic part of writing the letter.
Has long been removed. A text is quicker and will do just fine. A phone call, a Facebook tag, or a shared meme can go a long way in raising your support points with someone. Distance.
I mean, yeah, basically, I love to like share some videos with one girl on Instagram. She's like one of my she's like my favorite internet friend, basically internet best friend. I mean, yeah.
Can't stop human interaction like it used to. Hell, even your basic needs like a burrito bowl with extra guac from Chipotle, an impulse bought rice cooker, and a physical copy of Final Fantasy VII.
That one, food.
Burrito bowl with extra guac from Chipotle, an impulse bought rice cooker, and a physical copy of Final Fantasy VII, even though you don't own a PlayStation, can all be delivered right to your home with the hopscotch of the thumb. Yeah. Thanks to Amazon and other services I'm not sponsored by, even food, medical supplies, and pretty much anything you could ever need can all be dropped right at your doorstep. Long gone are the days when our ancestors would hunt and forage for food. Now it's the how much do I have to order to get free shipping metagame. You'll never have to search a library for information again, and there is no longer such a thing as not knowing where you're going. In a lot of
Wait. There is need for library to go again to search for new things, to learn something. Why? Because new library is Google. I'm just saying.
Information again, and there is no longer such a thing as not knowing where you're going. In a lot of ways, distance has been conquered. Earth has been captured and placed squarely in the palm of your hand. You don't travel to places, places travel to you. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, by the way. I'm not the biggest fan of getting out. I hate driving, and the rush of dopamine I get when random bullshit I've ordered online arrives at my doorstep is borderline inebriating. I don't like space, at least if it's between myself and what I want, and I think it's fair to say I'm not alone in that sentiment. Which may be why humanity has done such a good job of making the planet feel smaller, if you will. So, why then do we crave the sensation of being lost in an ancient alien world?
Right. I'm like, I got, yes, through me. I shivered.
Why do we pine for lush open vistas? Why do we demand more and more space to explore in open world games? Why is traveling via horseback through an unmarked portion of the map such a thrilling experience? Why do we turn off HUDs and feel the need to ignore objectives added to our map? Why do we purposely deprive ourselves of the conveniences the game tries to offer that we indulge in the real world? Why did stumbling upon this abandoned tramcar at the edge of Deep Nest and Hollow Knight make me feel desperately alone, yet somehow at peace? Why do we have this desire to wander aimlessly in an artificial world? I'm Daryl, this is Psych of Play. Grab a blankie and your new rice cooker, get cozy, and let you and I talk about the haunting peace.
I love it. That intro is such a lovely thing.
Of being
Specifically, last 30 seconds.
Lost. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Running in a game is pushing your thumb up. Running in real life is pushing your heart rate up. Obviously, in-game travel is effortless. The lack of mosquitoes and traffic makes traversing the land of Tsushima much sexier than your trek to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet that if gas was free, we were all in perfect shape, and save states were readily available in the real world to make getting mauled by a bear a simple oopsie poopsie, we would all explore Earth quite a bit more. But I'm here to talk about what makes exploration, and specifically losing your way in a game, such a captivating ride. And after spending a staggering amount of time poring through studies about being lost and feeling alone, I've nailed it down to 3 primary reasons we crave the inconvenience of being isolated and adrift in fantastical, abandoned, post-apocalyptic, and eerily serene worlds.
Guys, I think I will play Minecraft like this, maybe. I hate how this guy makes negative emotions, which I have most of the time, about liminal spaces. You know what? Yeah, I forgot to do something. Save liminal, and turns into nice feeling. I kinda hate that because it's overall kinda toxic. It's strange. Not toxic in way, it's more like strange. I actually don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
The first of which is related to neophilia, the infatuation with all things new. And I don't think I need to explain neophilia itself extensively. Most of us like new things in one form or another at all times.
I thought, he said, he said neophilia. I thought that's fear of something. And by the way, neo means new on from Latin on English, and then it seems like phobia is something real. Phobia is something which is scared of. Philia, I misread. Of course, I misread. Philia means something like happy.
The brain is a wood chipper that'll explode if it runs out of wood, and brother, you'd better get to chopping trees. New trends, new music, new movies, new people, new games, new old games. You get the idea. But what most exceptionally built in-game worlds do is lock that new behind exploration. And the reason this works so well for players exploring Sudra or the Stone Tower Temple, for example, is because of the inverted U curiosity curve. According to a 2009 study, subjects expressed the most curiosity for answers to trivia questions for which they were sort of confident about their answers. If they were super confident or just had no clue whatsoever, they were pretty apathetic to find out the right answers. Kinney and Kagan found a similar effect in a 1976 study with infants and auditory expectations, which again seems to suggest that we have the greatest curiosity for information that is partially encoded. We care the most if we've only had a taste of the answer. And this echoes the sentiment of economists.
Yeah. For example, that's why actually, I like long series, but I will not watch whole series, sadly. If that makes sense. Basically, I like this stuff long series, but I will not finish it. Yeah, I don't know why.
George Lowenstein, who suggested that curiosity is a cognitive-induced deprivation that arises from the perception of a gap in knowledge and understanding.
That's literally the definition of what I hear. That arises from the perception of a gap in knowledge and understanding. Because I don't know much about all of this stuff, which I like to watch, I will still watch it. When I learn something of it, it feels boring. Yeah. For example, I don't like how it's not like this, and it's not like this, it's like this. When you say first 4 sentences, I already know what's the 10th sentence. You're just spending my time, losing my time, and I'm bored. So yeah, okay. I thought I forgot to put down the microphone. I will be really mad if that's the case.
That arises from the perception of a gap in knowledge and understanding. It's like a hunger. A morsel of information serves as a priming dose, which greatly increases interest. And this is the backbone behind the appeal of Metroidvanias. In Super Metroid, for example, you come across this narrow tunnel that you can't quite fit in. Then you find the morphing ball, so you come back to it, only to realize you still can't quite make it through. But you know from experience already that you can probably find a skill out there to grant you passage. So then using the morphing ball, you find this missile that unlocks this door, which leads you to this map, and then using that map, you come back to that dead end. And what's this? What's this dot? Oh man, I really gotta Atlantis my way through this tunnel now. Anytime a game can tease you with a little bit of information about a thing, your mind will naturally ache for the satisfaction of knowing more about that thing. Like, there's this dead end I found in the Queen's Garden in Hollow Knight, where I can see this little clearing in a house with a dude. I wanted to say friend, but I don't know if he is yet. I can't interact with him yet, but boy, I really want to. So after the dead end, I went and updated my map, and now I can sort of tell where he is, but I don't know how to get there, though I have an idea. And that setup right there is exactly what drives exploration. New knowledge is delicious, but incomplete knowledge is an itch that can only be scratched in games by unraveling a winding dungeon, traversing a dangerous nest, or surviving a scorching desert, just to name a few. By the way, I still haven't figured out what's going on at that damn clearing yet because I need some kind of skill to get there, and I haven't found it yet, and writing this script instead of searching for that skill definitely isn't making my face numb. But that's more of an extrinsic motivation. We're searching almost to relieve a need for closure. Let's discuss something more intrinsic. That feeling you get when you look out over a beautiful body of water, when you stumble upon a lush clearing deep in the woods, or when you get caught in a spontaneous rainstorm. Let me tell you about biophilia. In the brain surgery recovery suite at Massachusetts General Hospital, each room has an internal and external facing wall. And for the first 24 hours out of surgery, patients' beds are facing the interior wall towards the nurses' station so that the nurses can look patients in the eye and constantly keep watch in case of complications. However, after the 24 hours have elapsed, their beds are turned to face the exterior wall towards a glass pane, revealing a garden teeming with plants and foliage. This is not just to give the patients a nice view while they recover, it has in fact been reported to increase recovery speed and post-visit health. The atrium on the 8th floor of Massachusetts Gen is an investment, an installation based on research.
That's probably why people want to like have green grasses. I don't know. That feels like a luxury. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, like green grasses.
That has strongly suggested that simply a view of plants and nature goes a long way in improving cognitive performance and affect. In a 2003 study, researchers had subjects perform attentionally draining tasks and then sent half of the subjects to wait either in a room with a view of trees or with no view. As you might have guessed, the room with the trees was much better for subjects. That group had a faster decline in diastolic blood pressure, indicating that stress melted away much more efficiently. And if that's not enough to make you want to hitch your wagon to a spruce, the researchers also found that subsequently walking in a nature reserve as opposed to an urban setting boosted further performance on attentional tests, whereas performance by those in the urban walk only declined.
But wait! There's more!
Positive affect also increased for the nature reserve subjects by the end of the walk. Per the survey data, they were less irritated, less angry. Meanwhile, for the poor schmucks in the urban setting, the opposite pattern emerged. And it's because of this that architects are now designing office buildings and hospitals with biophilia in mind. That exposure to nature has a very real, measurable effect on our mental health and cognition. Now I hear
You should touch the glass. Okay. Now it has real meaning. Yeah, nice.
what you're saying. Daryl, what difference does this make? Nature is great, but being inside playing games doesn't exactly mingle with that. Are you saying I should take my Switch on a hike with me to help my mental health? Are those Nintendo ads trying to tell me something? And the answer is yes, but also no, not really, because through the miracle of graphics cards and flashy rectangles, our console of choice can deliver Mother Nature right to us. Your TV or your monitor can be the window. There's plenty of hot single trees in Breath of the Wild, so you can play all the kill Mary you would like without ever leaving your beanbag chair.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm not reaching here, by the way. I might be reaching a little bit. But there is strong evidence to support that even artificially created environments and even pictures can still have the same benefits as exposure to real nature. One study in 2015 used eye tracking and post-testing questionnaires to find what subjects spent more time looking at and found more pleasant: on-screen images of natural scenes or urban scenes. And even when the images of natural scenes or urban scenes.
Let's see. I like that one, like nature. It is really good feeling because it's it's kind of like optical illusion, if you want to say. For example, that waterfall could be just like crack between two rocks. Because this waterfall is connected to sky, yeah. This is actually also nice because I don't know, I kind of like this main biggest building, and this feels really historical or something, historical architecture for like this roofs, and this is like some sort of hall for, I don't know, ballet, because I saw like one Christmas film about ballet and stuff, and it has similar type of architecture, I would say. So yeah, and I'm going to say this is like New York because it isn't sunny. I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
And even when the images had color removed or were distorted, the nature scenes created higher self-reported pleasantness.
Wait, I have to do this.
Color removed or were distorted.
Okay. Let me see. This, I don't know what this is. I know this is city. I know this is city kinda. And either here, what is this? Probably city if I'm going to be honest. And this could be city too. This is like a lot. Okay. Simple of nature left. I think it's same for this. Nature left. Nah, it's probably not. This forest actually scares me a little bit. Because I don't know why, but it looks like from Unexplained with William Shatner, like some Japanese forest which people were being suicidal in. Yeah. Well, yes, this is nice up here, but this like automobiles traffic I don't like.
The nature scenes created higher
Natural land, open environment, unaltered. Oh, it's similar. Wait, average reported to placement. Okay. Well, it's high. I would say nice. High special frequency. Oh, lovable scrambled. Interesting. And when lowered picture level, it gets more city, less natural thing. By like this. This is 9, 10. Now this is 7, 5, 9, 8. Not really actually. Now this is lower and this is like complete opposite. So yeah. I guess I'm also like that.
self-reported pleasantness and held eye fixation much longer. We are naturally drawn to the outdoors, to open sky, to environments that feel alive, to
We're like birds. We don't like to be in cage.
space. When you find yourself wandering through the land of Skyrim and come across the countryside of Riften up near Merryfair Farm, you'll probably find that it is quite lovely, but also that it gives you cause to draw a deep breath and slow down for a moment. To me, Breath of the Wild works so well because you are constantly exploring the land.
This is an awesome game. I don't know, it's like Dead Gods. I probably should show you that. Or maybe react to that actually. But I already watched that one, so it's not really fresh reaction, but I'll see it. Probably.
Land of Hyrule, which is typically dangerous or requires strategizing to reach certain locations. But once you reach those higher peaks and earn that view, it's a relief. Not only because you escaped danger and reached your goal, but because you are surrounded by an abundance of life and ecosystems. Not to mention, high locations give you a clear view of what you'd like to investigate next, which starts that danger relief loop all over again. One common
My heart, it's actually pretty loud at bumping. It is interesting.
rationale for why biophilia has such a robust effect on us is this idea of prospect and refuge, coined by the English geographer J. Appleton. Prospect and refuge refers to the idea that when we are evaluating space, we would like the ability to prospect or examine.
We have introverted side. Who will guess? We are social species, but we are not hive mind species.
The world around us, whilst also having refuge. This stems from evolutionary survival, where as a predator, you'd prefer to be able to see all around to spot potential prey without being seen yourself. Which is
We are apex predator, and also it reminds me we are predators, but some other way, some effed way. One of my friends told me that, and I can't think of anything else from predator side.
one reason modern architects are now designing buildings with more windows and higher ceilings, and why the tiny corridors in Deep Nest make you feel so uneasy. And why you breathe such a sigh of relief when you come across Ash Lake in Dark Souls, since the narrow tunnels full of enemies open up to a sprawling beach with distant vegetation. The clearly visible bonfire helps too, of course, but again, exploration in games is driven so much by this ebb and flow of dealing with stress and calculation to then discovering something that feels every bit as breathtaking as it does relieving. And for some of us, at least to a certain degree, that back and forth is tarnished when the game points to too many objectives and tries to guide us. This would explain why we like the inconvenience that is inherently part of searching dungeons or large landscapes. Half of the fun of exploring and creating that curiosity we talked about earlier comes from stumbling upon something that we can't fully interact with yet, and then facing adversity.
I actually now have something to tell. This is why people don't like the mid-max or just outright cheat. I mean, who will like to not have possibility to die? I actually don't know why I said like that, but basically, why will somebody don't want to experience failure or trying harder experience
to get there? And when we do finally find that place of refuge that also provides prospect and stir in a splash of nature, it's immensely rewarding and viscerally refreshing. Which may be why a high mountaintop, a bonfire, or even a bench gives off the same vibes as that nice waitress at Waffle House that you kind of want to be your grandma because she calls you baby or honey when you order your food.
I don't have that experience. I don't know why I have to say it, but yeah. What I wanted to say, oh yeah, I actually wanted to say I was like in park, kind of enjoying myself. Sadly, I was like alone, but like I was on. I forgot the name of that. Like going uh, back and front. Julieszka. You can probably see it translation. And basically that park was well sustained and there was like not really forest but trees everywhere. And actually I wasn't bored even though at the same day I was like there 9 hours, which is nice. Even though I wanted to like be with some of my friends there, but yeah, they were too much focused on internet. Oh, I hate that. And now I have urge to go outside next day. That's what these videos come to me. They make me emotional, scared, or like feeling some nice feeling and nothing else. Sadness probably too, but anger not.
Like we established earlier, we adore all things new, all things novel, and preferably would like those things to require little effort. The voice of a loved one from any distance should only be 72 milliseconds away at all times. We relish the idea of effortless interaction with the world and its people. So why then do we work so hard to wander alone through often harsh, unforgiving, and challenging spaces? Yes, as we've discussed, there are things that are inherently rewarding about getting lost and finding your way again, but I think there is something else that is not often talked about.
I love this like slow rhythm, pictures shown. I feel nostalgia, even though I didn't play much other things do with these games and films videos.
That tram I found at the edge of Deep Nest had no nature around it, though it was placed at the end of a brutal area filled with traps and constant enemies. So, of course, the bench I found was a relief. But for some reason, when I found this place, I didn't open the map. I didn't mess with my charms, I just sat and was alone with my thoughts for a moment. And something about the empty seats surrounding me, the flicker of lights on what seemed to be a once bustling tram system, and the song Reflection that typically plays near a bench being broadcast over the tram's gramophone, made me feel more alone than I have in a very long time. It was almost like I was so deep and so far away from home that the game had to play me a distorted, warped version of the music I had grown accustomed to. The distance I had come in the game was so vast that a radio signal or a phone call was necessary to bridge the gap I had traveled.
Oh my god, I love this. And I can't say how much I love this. I love this creator. Nice guy.
It could be argued that some of the appeal of horror movies
Of course, Corey. I wanted to say this is scary. Oh my god.
is that it gives us a chance to prove how strong we are, that we can mentally take whatever disturbing imagery the movie has to offer. You could point to a similar appeal in sad music.
Sad music is my type. Horror, not really, because I have to like do relief a little bit.
gives us a way to experience the feelings being conveyed by the artist without actually going through troubling times ourselves. And of course, you don't need a psych study to know that sad music is relatable. It gives us a bit of catharsis to hear what we have felt so deep down, put painfully into notes and lyrics. The desire to get lost in Zebes may be cut of the same cloth as the yearning to watch The Shining or to listen to that one anime soundtrack that makes you tear up on command. Loneliness is unpleasant, and despite my best efforts, the psychological benefits of loneliness turned up about as many useful results on Google Scholar as searching why does the guacamole go bad so damn fast. But despite how terrible the feeling of loneliness is, I would contend that there is an inherent desire we all have to feel alone. Of course, some of us are introverts and prefer to be alone in most cases, but I mean really feel alone, deserted, facing struggles, and having no one to turn to. It's a feeling we have likely all had at some point in our lives, and getting lost in a game may give us a chance to safely experience that feeling without having to stay in it. Much like those lo-fi mixes on YouTube often capture the feeling of being up at 3 a.m. isolated with your thoughts.
I love this. I don't know why I was just point that out. I probably go and check that also to listen to the music. But it doesn't have like, it's just melodies, so I'm not sure.
Desolate settings and games illustrate that sensation of loneliness.
By the way, I'm not able to react to this video because it strikes in heart and I can't say anything.
Through the vast unoccupied space. And that distance paradoxically brings you closer to others because it's relatable. Seeing loneliness portrayed like this, at least for me, gives me a ton of peace. Much like a sad song comforts you with the knowledge that someone else has
Of course, it shows that.
felt the same way you have, lo-fi mixes and lonely environments let you know that you're not alone. Someone else has felt this way before too. And look, maybe I'm getting a little artsy here. I know there are no psych studies in this part, believe me, I tried to find them, but that's my take, and maybe that makes for a cozy video. I'll close.
Hear me out. I love to watch Instagram because Instagram is like this video, but in like short form. Like, let me see if I can see it.
Maybe I'm getting a little artsy here. I know there are no psych studies in this part, believe me, I tried to find them, but that's my take. And maybe...
Yeah, like this. There's like just videos with short reels with psychological or philosophical or anything else quotes on it. And like some voice talks about, says that. That's such nostalgia. I don't know why, but still, that's so nostalgic. Even though I started to watch that stuff 3 years ago now.
That makes for a cozy video. I'll close by saying that space is important. We may be connected to the rest of the world at shocking speeds, but I think it speaks to our nature as humans that we feel the need to supplement that distance with artificial miles and digital kilometers. It's an intimate feeling to wander lonely spaces where separation somehow brings us closer to ourselves, where discovery has to be earned, where you can't find answers instantly, where the view is more than metaphorically healing, where we can paradoxically be alone, together, where you can genuinely feel lost.
Actually, I think I get it, but okay, so the thing which I think he's trying to say is that feeling lonely only brings us together because of that feeling of others being like lonely. So yeah. There's actually more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it feels so good to be back making videos for y'all after a small hiatus. It was fantastic.
Okay. I should probably just show 5 years ago, okay. I mean, he still make videos. Like, so you can see. And you know what? I'm really tempted to react to this. I'll do it later. Save the watch later. So yeah, that's it. Let me just, you know what, yeah, that's it. Goodbye and see you later, lonely souls. Or not. I hope I made you day a nice day. And hopefully this video uploads today on 23rd, but maybe it won't. So yeah, goodbye.